you see that Trey Hendrickson edit in that last 2 seconds of the intro? We're gonna have to get that. We're gonna have to get that taken out. Unfortunately.
Shiesty. Shout out the best in the biz. The best. He's like the best of the underground, bro.
Yeah.
We have to. We have to. These moments are precious, Mister King Shiesty, because sooner or later he's gonna become really mainstream. How good he is, bro. He's
Dog.
the best around. So yeah, we're gonna have to update that vid. The perfect time. We're gonna update it after we get rolling, probably in the next week or two, because tomorrow,
Tomorrow.
straight to the motherfucking meat and potatoes, Drake. You know what? Quick. Welcome back for another episode. Bengals After Dark video cast with yours truly, Beat Things Bengals. Drake, you're doing great. I know you're doing great.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
doing very great because tomorrow, noon EST, some little handshakes, some little dap ups with the FAs and the FOs.
Yeah.
It gets rolling. FAFO.
Crazy.
Free agents, front office, action.
And we went up an hour overnight, so
Right,
it's speeding up even quicker.
right. That's right.
It's insane.
Yeah, bro, it's super exciting. Obviously the much anticipated departure with Trey. Definitely feel away, in a sense of largely I think that they miss an opportunity to just let it go. But I get it with how fractured so much shit has been, just to roll the dice with getting a near guaranteed third or fourth round compensatory pick next year. Whatever. I think that's a missed opportunity.
I
We
agree.
talked about it last show. I think you had a golden opportunity to get what would be a layup at a young player, Gervon Dexter, you know, that would have been essentially free. But now, not that the Bengals are linked to this, but like what's insane is the Eagles are legitimately fielding calls for Jalen Carter. I would throw 2 first today, right now, the first and whatever the 10th pick and whatever the fuck next year in our first for Jalen Carter. That's a lot steeper than what a Gervon Dexter would have been. So it's kind of annoying. But shout out Paul Danner. He did kind of speak on like that this had more friction. This was more oppositional than what people think. Like Trey's camp does not fuck with the Bengals. So it sounded like they, not that the Bengals still couldn't have got this done. They could have,
Mhm.
but I think it got to a point that this was so fractured and fucked and stale and over with. They kind of soiled that opportunity because you
Like
still have
yeah.
to work with his camp to facilitate a trade.
Mhm.
And from what some sources were saying, that they just wanted nothing to do with the Bengals at all. So that's kind of annoying, but
Yeah.
it is what it is.
Yeah. I mean, and they've done that in the past.
Yeah.
They have a track record, but as far as the now, I mean, it is what it is, right? I
Right.
mean, he's no longer going to be playing here in Cincinnati. Um, per Tom Pelissero, they were offered a second round pick last year, so it's like it's one of
And
those.
off from the 395, three
Yeah,
for 95.
exactly, and I think that's another thing. He might, and he's probably not going to get that.
No,
Probably
he's
not
not.
get that. Yeah, so it's like
And okay, maybe I don't know if last year was a 1 year 29.5 fully guaranteed. I don't know if it was.
right.
And unfortunately, I would have to look into that because like incentives, he got none, probably none.
Mhm.
Played 7 games, what, 4 or 5 sacks, disappointing season. Probably didn't get any kickers, but nonetheless got some money. What's he going to get? A 1, 2 year deal on the market? Like, it's going to be just as tough for him this year. You realize how many teams are just going to be like, all right, 1 year. This
Yeah,
back may be a problem for us. We're not going to make this a Trey spiel, but like, simply put, I think he may look back and realize that that was the best deal he would get for the rest of his career. 3 years, 95. And if we were entering year 2 with that extension, I wouldn't be concerned if it was me.
mhm.
I'd still feel good. You know what I mean? I'm not like, oh my God, oh no, like Trey's back. Is he done? Like, so it is what it is. Um, that's that's I don't mean this in a terribly negative way, but that's just the Bengals FO. Like, but
Yeah.
tell me every single other franchise has not had that happen. They have. Look at the Chiefs. They've been squandering some shit.
Yeah.
Every team squanders some shit.
Yeah.
Like, bro, the Eagles are fielding trade calls for a top 15 player in the league. If the Bengals were fielding trade calls for Jamar Chase, you better watch the stability of that fucking stadium because someone's going to be like, yeah, there's about to be terrorism. Like, or it could be worse.
Yeah.
It could be crazy. All right,
Right.
that's a bad example because the Eagles are signing everybody. But like, imagine signing a fucking nose tackle over a dude like that.
Mhm.
But all I'm saying is there are blips, there are mistakes. They've made one with Trey. It's over with. But would I rather them make one with the aging, now lingering back issue?
Mhm.
This has been for years. Remember, 2021. This happened down the stretch in the first year with the Bengals with this back. Unfortunately, it finally came to a toll. Would you rather have take the risk for a departure of a guy like that versus a guy with his best career year that fits a need to finally put all the gemstones together on the O line to protect Joe Burrow? I know it's not the exact same,
Mhm.
but that's also more cheap. That's cheaper. It's not a great example, but it's not like as people are going to indulge on this conversation, be like, oh, yeah, they always do this. They just always let us down. Blah 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 blah. Like they did something right this week too. With re-signing Dalton.
Yeah.
So
Great. I mean, bringing him back, especially the deal that they did, 3.5 up to 5 million on that 1 year deal. I
yep,
thought that was great. But I think when you look in comparison to this, and it does give you confidence that you saw that ascension out of Miles Murphy last year. But I think the biggest thing is still this defensive line getting after the quarterback. In a similar sense, when you talk about letting a player of that caliber go for nothing, right? Look at Jesse Bates and look at the years later of them still trying to solve that issue, figure that problem out. Yeah, I think that's going to be big in today when we talk about with our mock off season,
yep,
predictions and stuff like that. I think that still it's a big issue for them that they have to address this free agency, um, and we just got to figure it out. But I think defensive line wise, seeing Trey go, wish him nothing but the best. Like
yep.
seriously, I
He's gonna
know,
ball out.
and I think he might go back home. Yeah, he might go back to Florida team. I know
Yeah.
there's been
Oh, I thought you were gonna say the Saints.
there's been words about him possibly going back home. Tampa is really
Yeah.
interested in him, so it would just be it'd be nice to see him
Right.
end of his career go back home or something like that. But like I said, nonetheless, wish him nothing but the best. Like you said though, Dalton Reisner coming back, and
Yeah.
not to mention Amarius Mims said it before the extension. A lot of unfinished business, and I can't wait to just see this chemistry between the two on
Yeah.
that right side just get even better.
Right. Right. Yeah. I mean, it's a huge dub. First of all, bro, that was probably one of my favorite interviews I've ever heard.
Yeah,
Dude, what? Like, he's gonna be in radio one day.
yeah,
Like him and Ted Karras would be such a fun little dude. Almost the whole O line, like Orlando,
right,
Ted, and
yeah,
Dalton. Like, imagine if we end up winning the bowl this upcoming year,
yeah.
and they're just like that trio. Like they're always together, their little
Oh
show.
yeah,
Like that would be so cool. Amazing character Dalton is. I felt the genuine nature of what he was saying. He exuberated just how genuine he was behind what he was saying of how glowingly he spoke of the front office and Scott Peters and the guys around him and Ted and Orlando and
mhm,
Amarius. And it's a great thing. It's a great thing. They did exactly what we told, we all knew it
yeah,
was the layup, not just a layup, a cherry picked layup, like a
yeah,
rebound and the dude that
mhm,
had to put his shoe back on and is
yep,
still on the other side of the
yep.
court, throw it back right there. Boom.
Off the backboard.
Off the backboard. Like no problem. Fundamentals, like
Yep.
nothing crazy. Boom. Layup made. So yeah, bro. I really don't want to go back to this, but I do want to make one point clear
Mhm.
with the Trey thing that won't end it. It's so easy to indulge on what was shortcoming of the Bengals, but it's so funny how I saw this post and it's so true.
Mhm.
Every other franchise, all of the 31 teams in the league would be celebrated for this thing. To have a free agent you signed for 5 years for an average of $17.8 million a year, had a second team All Pro season, a first team All Pro season, 4-time Pro Bowler, in 3+ years of 14+ sacks, two of them of 17+ sacks, a second DPOY caliber player, top 5 in DPOY rankings, 2 out of those 5 years for an average of $17.8 million. Every other franchise would be celebrated. How'd you do it? Incredible, amazing value. But the Bengals are just shunned for the exit. Like
Yeah.
usual, they're cheap, they're crazy. But when they get the good value deal, they're still cheap. But then if they overspend, they're stupid and they're ridiculous and they're spending on bad players or a stupid franchise. Unfortunately, I don't mean this as a victim. It's just clear that the biggest talking heads don't, yes, the Bengals seclude themselves, but they also ensure that they seclude themselves from some people that are the biggest talking heads and the biggest reporters in the league.
Mm.
They love Jeremy Fowler. They love Diana Rossini. They're open to Jordan Schultz. They do not fuck with Ian Rappaport and Adam Schefter.
Yep.
They don't fuck with them, period. It's so funny how they talk about it, bro. Listen to every caveat they add after
Mhm.
an inside.
Yep.
They're like, it could make sense if. I think so. It could be. They never like they don't know shit, bro.
Yeah.
Like they're not in the circle where the Bengals don't let many people in. So like the whole messaging behind it. Listen to how Diana Rossini talks about them. It's as if every other team, because she is granted some form of access that's more than others. That's why, so for all you fans out there, ignore Adam Schefter, Ian Rappaport, and trust like 5 people. If it's not Diana Rossini, Jordan Schultz, Jeremy Fowler, and Jordan Palmer, or wait, who's a Palmer dude? Jesse Palmer?
I know what you're talking about.
Palmer. If it's not those 4 dudes, ignore them. Or unless if they're inside the Bengals circle. Paul Danner, you know what I mean? If it's not those 4 guys, I'm just preparing you people right now. Do not let it phase you. Those people are out to spread messages because they're salty. They can't get in. I'm not a big
Mhm.
energy guy. They're just jealous. But unfortunately, those types of sources, Adam Schefter and Ian Rappaport, carry so much weight throughout the league. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they're not allowed to play in the Bengals sandbox. I don't like that. So the messaging is always negative. Adam Schefter's bitch ass finally said, he's finally free. Remember that post
Yeah.
about Trey Hendrickson?
Yeah.
He's finally free. Okay. Like as if he didn't choose to sign a deal last year.
Mhm.
He could have fucking sat out. Sit out then.
Yeah.
Get your back right. Like, but every other team in the league, oh, I'm sorry, we get the best value year after year after year after year, bro, from signing players. So I'll be damned if a dude that's not inside the fucking club talks shit about the motherfuckers inside the club. That's all I'm gonna say. So I just want to throw that caveat. Let's go ahead and you steer the ship here, and let's get into some productive shit like the free agent offseason stuff.
Man, it's crazy where we're at this point. Like you said, the mayhem begins tomorrow. Um, and honestly, I mean, where do you want to kick it off?
Well, obviously you can go through the list, and definitely want to shout out Paul Danner. Paul Danner is my favorite of Bengals reporters. He's incredible. He's been here since 2009,
Dog.
understandably so. This is the 4th or 5th year that he's made the mock offseason sheet. It gets better every year. He's out of the caveat of draft picks in there. But it's a great layout. So once again, shout out to him. He's also incredible with obviously gathering the average AVV of what these free agents can get, but he also averages a caveat of what the Bengals love to save over a 10-year period. Overall, there's some years where the Bengals have rolled over 12, 13 million. There's some years where they've rolled over 6 to 7 million. But overall, it's about $10 million they'd like to roll over. We know how much the Bengals prioritize cap health. So Paul Danner, doing his diligence, this preset cap number in the mock offseason he has is preset to that rollover. All right. So that's a good caveat to think in mind for as me and Drake go through it and for you guys to listen to it on what can actually happen for the Bengals. So, Drake, go ahead. Roll
Yeah.
us off, bro. What you got for some of the moves you projecting to make?
Yeah. I mean, we could start on the offensive side. I mean, it's not gonna be long.
Right.
Running back Chase Brown. I don't know if an extension gets done. I mean, it's possible, but
Do you feel that he could pull that little cute little uh holding shit in the offseason though?
potentially, maybe.
Year three ascending back, definitely
Yeah,
due for an
I don't
extension.
know. I
You
don't
don't
know
think he
because
would?
Chase is stand up, dude. I feel
But so
like
is Joe Mixon.
I know, but
It's just that he's worthy of payment.
right,
So at least for me, I feel like it's something to think about. Of course, you can do what you want,
right.
but
Yeah, so I don't know. As far as like wide receiver three, I kept Yoshi in there. Um, I know they said like the Bengals were exploring, or there was rumors that they were exploring the tight end market. I don't really see that
yeah,
they go in on any tight end.
nah.
So I pretty much kept our room there, especially now that Eric Hall's back. I think that's nice.
Hmm.
Um, Karras obviously center, got Reisner down on there. And as far as offensive line, I pretty much kept Cody Ford and Jalen Rivers. That obviously is
Mm,
subject to change. If obviously drafts anything like that, I think Cody Ford could be a cap casualty though, potentially.
$3 million you could save.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
because I just don't know how confident you could feel with him as legitimately playing a stretch of games at tackle.
yeah,
That's a concern.
no, yeah, I get that. Um, but you turn it over to the defensive side of the ball. I think a guy that they could get some value on in this free agency, and I'll start it off at the top. Um, I think Caleb on Chase on. I think the edge. I think they could
Mm,
potentially get some upside out of him. A guy that's kind of wavered around there, 7.5 sacks.
hmm
I think he could be an upside type of signing. So I got him down on there as my edge. I think it could be cost effective
hmm
potentially if they're not in the pulls of a Jalen Phillips, Odafe, Owe, which I would love that. Would
hmm
love they're swimming in those waters. But I think that I think that would be a good ad. I kept Miles Murphy in there, Shamar Stewart. I don't know. I mean, Miles is probably gonna get his 5th year accepted.
Oh yeah,
I would
yep.
assume
That's gonna
so.
get picked up for
I
sure.
don't see any extension talks as of right now for him. I think that you'll definitely could see that accepted though.
Hmm.
Now as far as you start going in the interior, got the boy coming back, man. DJ Reader, I got him coming back.
If there's any source on the DJ Reader
So
campus, Drake.
so I put him down. Bengals still got to come to play. I mean, I can't say you go DJ, just some crumbs, but definitely got to show up to play. But I put him in there. I think similar to like kind of like a Ryzen or something. It just seems like a layup. Just bro, come on.
Make your fucking layups.
You need that veteran presence back. You need that leadership to get this defense back to where it needs to be. And I think that's a guy that's going to help you get to where you need to be.
Hmm.
BJ Hill's still going to be in there, obviously.
Hmm.
And I talked to you pre-pod about potentially putting Levi Onzarike in my mock, but with what we've heard about Chris Jenkins and obviously using that second round pick, I'm gonna go out and just say, we're not gonna be in the waters. So I have Chris Jenkins right there as DC3, um, and I think that's subject to change. However, the board shakes out in that first round. I mean, you might be taking a 3 tech
Hmm.
at 10, so it's gonna be interesting. Now, as far as linebacker, I think kind of similar to what you said in previous episodes. I like the idea of Demetrius Knight and Barrett Carter. You just got to get that veteran in there, right?
Hmm.
Now, are they going to be swimming around for Demario Davis or
Yep.
Bobby Wagner? I would love it, but
Yep.
I don't know that they will. I think an
Hmm.
underrated guy that they could add to this defense with juice, coming from a good defense, Leo Chanel. I
Too
think,
much sense,
yeah,
dude.
I think it makes too much sense. Throw him in that linebacker room, and I think you could really see a lot of change there, especially with Al Golden as your DC coming
Hmm.
back in the second year. We saw a lot of good out of Al last year. I felt like with at times, even with what he had, he still made it work. So it's gonna be interesting to see what that linebacker room's looking like after free agency going in the draft.
Mhm.
Cornerback one, I think DJ Turner, you got to get him an extension to layup, like you said, make your layups.
Layup.
So got him down for an extension. I put Dax Hill down. You would think that that's another extension layup.
I've actually heard multiple times that
Yeah,
both are being in the works
right.
actively.
Yes, I mean it would make too much sense. And then I put Jalen Davis down. Like, come on,
Obviously,
come
well,
on.
he's back,
Yeah.
and yeah, so I mean, obviously, you got to add him, but
And then similar to a
starting, we
DJ,
don't know.
and I don't know. They could go, like, looking at this list that Paul
Ooh,
put. They could go a little younger. I mean, I
ooh,
could see some upside for maybe possibly bringing back CTB, or maybe
oh,
looking at some better prints. But I put Cheeto down. Put Cheeto down.
hey,
Bring him back. Sure.
yeah, I loved seeing him on there. I love the number. I'm not gonna lie. I just think he's going to be more valued somewhere else,
Yeah.
which is great for him.
Yeah.
He had a really good year last year, bro,
Right.
in that Ravens system.
Yeah.
Shit, the Ravens could bring him back.
I could see that.
Yeah. He had a
Definitely see
great
that.
year, man. Oh, I
But
love
but
Cheetah.
I think either way we could see them get a veteran corner or something. I would think.
Yeah, for sure.
But safety, I think this is where they're going to spend. I think there's a lot of different opinions on what the Bengals are going to do at the safety position. I think the one that makes most sense is Brian Cook.
Hmm.
Bring Brian Cook back. Now, how the Bengals view it, no, I'm not for sure. I think there's a lot of value in that safety class for free agency. So
Yep.
I'm very interested to see who comes out of that. Who we pick up as safety one.
Hmm.
Alongside Jordan Battle. Obviously, if you have a Caleb Downs there, like you said last episode, you figure it out. Like,
Right.
you don't even question it.
Yep. Yep.
But now, as far as cuts, I put TJ Slayton down. Because of DJ Reader coming back, I put
Mhm.
TJ Slayton down. But yeah, bro, I also put the Burrow restructure.
Yep.
I think that there's a way that they can still, like, these numbers aren't completely identical to what
Yeah.
it's going to be. So I think they'll make it work, and they could very well make it work without a Burrow restructure. I think they can.
Oh yeah. No, they definitely can.
Yeah.
And if they can, they'll definitely be inclined to do so. But what I said back a show or two ago, make your fucking layups. A Joe Burrow restructure, in my eyes,
Yep.
is an and one. It's not the easiest layup because it's not naturally what they do, but it's still a layup. It's right there. It is accounting. It's an accounting thing. Joe Burrow's deal, once again, he will still be getting $55 million in the calendar year of 2026, and or probably more, actually. I have to see what the deal's kicking in. Um, and the Bengals cash would not move that much throughout the year. It's just how you structure it and then when he wants to get it. So yeah, it sounds like we had the same cuts. Cody Ford, TJ Slayton, you get $9.3 million back from those. A Burrow restructure is an and one layup to me. Get it done sometime. I just don't think that's coming super soon. I got to take. So I'm gonna go ahead and go with my list. First of all, I'll add the caveat, guys, or the context. The Bengals are Paul has them at listed about $54 million available for spend.
Mhm.
All right. So that's a good amount of cheese. Um, and like we said, that's with the presumed inevitable cap health they want to keep, roll over into the draft picks, season, etc. So the health here is going to be the Bengals' top priority. I'm left with $2.8 million. And I know the Bengals are just gonna fucking love that shit. They're gonna make, yeah, look at us, we have money left over, we're to get spent. So Joe Burrow restructure will happen later because here's how I'm gonna start mine. Joe Flacco will be a Bengal in 2026. That's my take.
Okay.
But it's not gonna happen till later. I think a Burrow restructure is gonna happen more towards the summer. I don't think that's gonna be a thing they're gonna panic to do tomorrow. Nothing like that. So I got a Joe Flacco QB2 later. Also, what makes sense for later? The extensions. Drago and Dax and Chase Brown aren't going to be extended tomorrow.
Right.
That's a thing they love to do right before the season.
Yep.
All right.
Training camp.
Right, right. So Chase Brown will be extended. I think maybe a 3-year deal with the year 2 out, maybe even a year 1 out. We'll have to see though. And then obviously Majay P at the 2, you're going to want to see through that contract. He was great for you last year. Jamar T, Andre, you're not going to worry about rocking the boat, but I will say this: rounds 2 through 4, I'm not taking anything off the table with the skill player. I'll add that. All right. Mike Gesicki at the 1, you're not moving off of that. You're fine. Um, you kind of got to live with the one-dimensional nature of Mike, but it is what it is. You're still a great office nonetheless. You're not fucking with the O-line. It's clear. Orlando Brown, Dylan Fairchild, Ted Karras, you did your job, made the cherry-picked layup and signed a Dalton Risner, $4 million. Amarius, here's what I like. While they cut Cody Ford, I think they're going to want to bring in a Scott Peters product in Jedrick Wills. Eve out at 3.5 mil, just 0.6 over Cody Ford's number. He had his best success in Cleveland under Scott Peters, and I think he's going to want to come back,
You don't
play
want
some nice jumbo sets, and reset his value.
you don't want Jonah Williams to come back, bro?
Yeah, right. I'll be damned. I'll be damned, especially because he's more. And I think the lame one, just because of his versatility, veteran experience, you need the veteran in the room again. Lucas Patrick, $1.5 million. No problem with putting $5 million towards some veteran depth in that room that can cover all 5 spots of the O line for those 2 guys. We're moving over to the defense. Miles Murphy, Shamar Stewart. I got a layup. It's the Montgomery product from the Packers, Kingsley Onagbari. I think that they're going to like to get a little cheaper, not have to worry about David Mulligetta. I think Osai is going to I think Osai can just be out of their range and he's going to look for a multi-year deal. That's the thing. The Bengals aren't going to be willing to guarantee anything that's respectable in a year 2 deal for Osai, or not so much Osai, but David Mulligetta. So Kingsley Onagbari will be the edge 3. And I think that's going to be something they prioritize heading into the draft. I'll add this caveat. Every single defensive position that I've addressed, edge, IDL, LB, and safety, heading into the draft where they're going to want to be, here's how the Bengals love to roll. They will plug every single hole. But they want to stay open to, like we said, that Caleb Downs falls. The Chiefs just fucking traded an all-pro caliber corner. 9th pick? You sure that corner's not a consideration now?
Yep.
And not a safety? These types of signings that I think they're looking to make makes them say, hey, we're comfortable with rolling this new lineup of guys out into 26 if we don't get these premium guys in the draft. But if Caleb Downs falls, Ruben Bain falls, that star player falls. No, I'm not going to say Sonny Styles. I don't think he will fall, and I just really can't justify taking a linebacker in round 1 after 2 and 4 last year. It's too much for me. But like that premium player falls, and you want to have a little fun, or that receiver somehow falls to round 2.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's there. So I think that's the frame they're going to like. So here's what I like about this. DJ Reader, you bring him back, just like you said, it makes too much sense. You do have some word that they've definitely been in cahoots. TJ Slayton, you're going to want a different voice in there. You need a different voice in there. You need the energy of what DJ Reader provides. It's a lateral move, in my opinion, and it makes a lot of sense. So DJ Reader's coming back. Here's what I like. Draymond Jones, older, but a ton of experience, had a really good last couple seasons. I like the $11 million, and here's the big kicker we talked about, Drake. The value of getting BJ Hill at the 2.
Yep.
That's my goal.
Mm-hmm.
I want to squeeze out the juice I have for at least one more year of BJ Hill, because you have a year 2 out of the extension or the re-signing from last year. Squeeze out what you can. And BJ Hill at the IDL2 is something I'm looking forward to. All right, because the utilization has been way too much for him the last couple years. I think he's been fine. We talked about this. Him at the 2, much better. That's what'll happen with Draymond. I think they could both be 1.5s together. That rotation would be lethal. So I got Draymond Jones for 11 mil per. Obviously, BJ behind him. Leo Chenal, like you said, layup. That is, guys, if you want to talk about like Leo Chenal, there's very few players in this free agency that makes more sense than him, bro. Young ascending player, very, very little tread on the tires. Not people are going to look at his snap count, Drake, and they're going to be like, oh, like I'm unsure about this guy. Bro, he's not starting over Drew Tranquil and Nick Bolton.
Right.
That's like people say if Andre was a legit, consistent 1,000-yard talent.
Mm.
I don't care. He's not starting over T. Higgins and Jamar Chase. That's kind of how I see Leo Chenal. He's a Swiss Army knife, plays everywhere, incredible athlete, incredible hard worker, and so much potential to him. That's a dude that makes sense at the right price for the Bengals. 7.5 mil there. Like we talked about with DKJ and Barrett Carter, 1,500 snaps allocated. You've already paid a steep price. I think they're going to want to see that play through. So they're not just going to abandon Barrett Carter, especially DKJ, because I think DKJ is going to be the starter still. Make your layups. Your cornerback unit. You already made one, re-signing Jalen Davis.
Yep.
Good job. Your other layups are in July and August, extending your 2 corners. It's right there. It's available for you. You got your corners of the future. It's a premium position. Pay them. They will. You have to add 2 mil for those on average. This is one I'm totally open to the first 4 rounds of finding for a corner. I put Josh Newton on there. I think they're going to want to get better on the back end of that room. So
Yep.
a young player, prefer a slot guy, preferably. Like the first 4 rounds, probably anticipate a slot corner. Then I went Kobe Bryant. I think they really like Brian Cook. They've been connected to Brian Cook. Brian Cook is a North College Hill product, Northside Cincinnati guy. Went to school with David Montgomery. UC guy, but expensive, man. If Brian Cook's really going to be getting 11 to 14 mil a year, I just don't know. So I really like the value of Kobe Bryant. UC product as well. Really good in the Seattle system. Versatile, can play both safety spots, and I think they're going to like it at that $7 million. And then Jordan Battle at the 2. And with, like I said, the context of the Burrow restructure, I'm at $2.8 million. So, like I said, the macro is what you and I did.
Mm-hmm.
The 5 holes, guard. I'll even add 6. Guard, slot corner, taken care of. Edge, rotation. They addressed that. You did it with K'Lavon Chason. I did it with Kingsley Onagbari. You did not address the interior, actually. Did you?
Mm.
Okay. They better. That's all I'm gonna say. They better.
I'd like to see a draft pick allocated, honestly.
Yeah. I'd love a draft pick. Yeah, I'd love a draft pick. That could, if they end up drafting, I love your lineup. But if they don't find that guy, then I'm concerned. But overall, this offseason, they're going to address the IDL. I have them addressing that on my list. And then corners and safety and linebacker.
Right.
Rest assured, guys, that's always what they do. I promise you, they're going to attend those. They're going to attend to those positions. Oh, by the way, I meant to cut Oren Burks.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, what are we doing? Like, fucking bring back fucking. Who is that dude? Number 44 has Clayton Johnston.
Oh yeah.
Bring back Clay Johnston for all I care. Like, Oren Burks did nothing for this team, and he cost like $2.5 million. Like, he provided no. In fact, not to completely shit on him, he was probably net negative to the team. So,
you ready to hear the Trent McDuffie deal?
yeah.
Guess the number.
Oh, he just got extended.
Massive.
Ooh, 4 years, 124 million.
You got it.
Let's go.
How many guaranteed? How much guaranteed?
Oh, uh, y'all just heard that, by the way, bro. I got that number. Guaranteed 89 million.
100.
Wow.
The highest paid cornerback in NFL
Sauce got
history.
30.1. So I mean, Trent McDuffie was a first team All Pro 2 years ago.
Yep.
25 years old. Wow. 4 years, 124 million.
100 million guaranteed.
Rams did what they needed to do. Biggest hole on the team. And now they just exclamation point. And now it's just what we talked about. When you solve the top spot, everything underneath it is easier. You know what I mean? That receiver 2 is more digestible when you got that dog at the 1. That IDL 2 is more digestible, productive when you got that IDL 1, that rotational guy. We're going to wrap it up with this, guys. For years, 5 years, the last 6 seasons, I could count maybe the times on 1.5 hands where the Bengals did not address a glaring need in free agency, let alone the draft. Now, that doesn't mean that they hit on everything superlatively.
Right.
Congrats. That's the NFL. You're going to miss on that shit. The Bengals dot the I's and they will cross the T's in the draft. All right. Dotting the I's is solving those glaring holes. So all you guys are worried, the 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 4 glaring holes that they believe they have right now, pass rush, 2 spots, edge, interior, safety, linebacker. It's that simple. I wouldn't be surprised if that's their first 4 big signings and put it in order.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Of pass rush, linebacker, and maybe linebacker. Safety, safeties go a little slower, I feel like. Safety market's interesting. But yeah, man, I mean, so we're gonna wrap it up like this. How do you feel, bro? You feel confident? You feel like they're gonna address this stuff? Are they gonna make the layups? Are they gonna miss the layups? On a scale of 1 to 10, how are you feeling?
I think they're just in a prime position to have to. I mean, I know we've said it before that they have to, but they got away with it because of the extensions last offseason, right? Because they do deserve credit for the Jamar Chase, the T.
Right.
Higgins, the Micah Sickies, the Dalton. Like those type of things still matter, even on the offensive side of the ball. But they have work to do on that defensive side, and I think they're gonna splash on somebody. I think they're gonna get some value picks in there. I think there's gonna be some guys that a lot of people are excited for. A Leo Chanel. I think that would I would be ecstatic for a guy like
Yeah.
that to get signed, especially on a deal. Whoever you get at safety, whether that's a Kobe Bryant or a Brian Cook, I think all of those guys would make, at least me happy. I think it make you happy as well.
Yeah.
And looking at maybe bringing back a DJ Reader, like those are things that are inklings of going towards a really good off season. And I think if I had to guess, I think they are. I think they have to. They have the money, so it's like, and they always spend to that 8 to 10 million as we talked about. So it's like they're gonna do what they got to do. And even like you said, when it didn't work out, they still made those moves. A few years ago when Geno Stone signed here, I was happy. I was hyped.
Right.
Guy coming off of a big
7
season.
picks, bro.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like you like to see the upside and stuff like that. Unfortunately, it didn't pan out, but that's tough life in the NFL, dude. It's not always gonna work out.
Right.
So we're gonna have to see here. I know that they're gonna have to do a little more homework. They're gonna have to work a little, probably working 12-hour days.
Oh,
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? Working overtime all day, every day in these type of days. But
Yeah.
I think they're gonna spend big. My best guess that they spend big at the safety position.
Do you think that they over under 1.5 on contracts,
Tomorrow,
super external free agents superseding 10 AAV, 10 mil AVV?
tomorrow.
No, 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 no.
Okay,
This free agency. Do you think over under is 1.5? Do you think they spend on more than 2 guys, 2 plus guys, 10 mil plus per year? because I feel like, in my opinion, a splash would almost be like that, or obviously like gauging
Right.
the market that
Yeah,
that.
I think you see, but then I forget who reported it, but apparently, like after the combine and stuff like that, they were saying that the safety market was going to take a hit
Yeah,
because of what they were seeing out of safeties at the combine. So it's interesting. I know the Bengals have had a history of being able to draft good safeties, whether it's rounds one, not rounds one, but in rounds two, stuff like that, like Jesse
hmm
Bates, even seeing a guy like George Iloka at one point.
but
But
Dio Williams, just like 20 years ago, right?
but like but
Oh
like
wait,
think about that.
Chinadoma
Ain't that
Dugway.
crazy to think about? Like outside of like after losing Jesse, like they had a safety one that kind of held it down for a while, bro. Like so, I think that if they can find that guy, whether it's through a draft or it's through free agency, I don't care. But as you said, if we can get a Jaquan Brisker or we can get a Kobe Bryant in there or something like that, even if you do have a safety there in the draft, you have the luxury now to make that safety room even better. I
Right.
mean, nobody's going to complain about having Jordan Battle, Caleb Downs, and Jaquan Brisker, whoever. Like
Figure it out.
we're not gonna complain
Trade
about it.
Jordan Battle.
Yeah,
Yeah, like it.
it's a
Yeah, that's a
business.
great problem. Exactly, and you want a deep roster, and yeah. So, but I wanna hear your answer though.
Oh yeah,
Are
yeah.
you going over under on
Right,
that
right.
10 mil
I'm like
AAV for the
I'm like
players?
moving around.
I know. I just want. I'm curious on the
I
answer.
think it could be close. That's the thing. I think you could see like a guy that gets over 10, right? I can see that, and then maybe another guy gets like maybe 8.
So then what? So are you going under? I like that question.
It's a good question.
No,
I think okay. Let's say the safety, whoever they get, they'll
that's
pay.
the kicker to me.
Okay,
Yeah.
so a safety, probably 10 plus,
Oh,
maybe 10,
okay.
see, but it could be around that 8 range too. So I don't
Yeah.
know. So I'd say safety, and then shit. I was just thinking about it. Um, I could see maybe like a guy like Chase On, who I was talking about. Maybe he gets like a 2-year, 20 million, something like
Okay.
that. I could
Okay.
see that.
So
Like,
you're going over.
yeah, I'll go over.
I like it
I'll
because
go
I'm
over.
going under.
Going under.
And I'm actually pretty confident with it. And I
Yeah,
feel good about it because
yeah,
the layout that I saw here, of course,
mhm,
obviously, like Paul's numbers aren't anything imminent.
yeah,
They've been accurate throughout the years, though. Like his average projection, and because he's done a lot of research, the
mhm,
average like range of his projection is like 1.5 million. Like
yeah,
it's pretty close. So I think that the value bin is exceptionally valuable.
mhm,
That's how they've been able to make the biggest splashes. Yeah, they got the DJ Reader in 20 that reset the value at nose tackle, but outside of that, they haven't had to spend, you know what I mean, market setting value.
yeah.
You find dudes that fit your scheme, fit what you're looking for. Unfortunately, I don't think that they all have to be getting paid over 10 mil AAV. So I'm gonna go under. Yeah, I think that and my bigger take is that they spend the most AAV on the interior of the defensive line. So I think that's going to make a lot of fans happy.
And we forgot about it. Like not even incorporating into our stuff is a guy, and I know you post about it in your story, but like guys that got cut, like a Dalvin Tomlinson. Like those are
So many
other.
dudes getting cut.
Yeah,
Bro, ADG.
yeah, I saw it.
ADG's back out there. I
Yeah,
mean, shit. I unfortunately he wouldn't make a ton of sense. Like if we were like Barrett Carter's being shot to the moon, then yeah, I'd be like, yo, swap out ADG with Oren Burks like yesterday. But
yeah.
I think with where they are with Barrett, I think they're just gonna have to move on. But yeah, unfortunately, we are gonna have to wrap it up here, guys. It's an exciting time. If any crazy stuff happens tomorrow, we're gonna have to try to squeeze in what
Yeah,
we can. Obviously,
yeah.
Drake, we're all busy, man. Drake's busy, I'm busy, you know what I mean? We're making shit happen. But for you guys, um, we're gonna be turning up to continue to deliver, what we like to think is an entertaining episode. So man,
Okay.
the
Over
best off
under
season, man.
over under point 0.5 signings tomorrow for the Cincinnati Bengals.
Ooh, I love these over unders. This is gonna be fun. Over.
Okay.
Smashing the over.
Okay.
Like $1,000 on the over.
Okay.
Yep. Okay, another over under by 3 o'clock.
Um,
Fucking better because, bro, 330
better.
hits,
I
bro,
know.
and
I'm gonna.
Leo Chenal and Brian Cook get signed, burn the stadium is what these fans are going to be yelling,
I'm
bro.
gonna say under. I'm gonna say under. I always wait around.
Oh, so you're bold. So you're saying before 3 o'clock.
No. I'm saying under is in
You're saying, well, I'm saying,
they're not going to.
oh,
They're
okay.
not
Well,
going to
I mean this
before
literally
3.
over 3 p.m. or under 3
Oh,
p.m.
over.
All right.
If they do over, just because like,
I'm
dude,
going to
I'll
go over
always
too.
be at work and I'll just be like waiting around. It's like I'm about to get off work and I'm still waiting for that free agent
Yeah,
signing.
yeah.
It's like, bro, come on.
They're totally just going to fucking sign like Jedrick Wills to like the gayest fucking
No.
deal. No, I'm kidding. Like 1 year, $2 million.
Nah, you know what they're gonna do? They're gonna like announce like fucking Marco Wilson.
Oh,
Marco Wilson coming back.
yeah, right. Some lame shit. They're gonna be like breaking Bengals. Fucking
Jeremy Fowler breaking Bengals re-signing veteran cornerback.
Eli Apple. Oh, dude. Oh, I don't.
Don't.
I can't even do it. Like we're hopping on a show right away. I'm leaving work and we're making shit happen. Yeah, man, it's gonna be fun.
Crazy.
Direct answer before we head off.
Okay.
My confidence level this offseason is a 9 out of 10.
Okay.
I trust them with basic math. This is basic math. This is basic basketball fundamentals 101. Do you know how to make a fucking layup? Are you not physically altered? Then you should know how to make a layup. Anybody. FO. I trust them to do this shit. To get it exactly right. TBD. Who fucking knows? The day that Trey Hendrickson signed, a lot of us were not saying that was right. You let Carl Lawson walk. You're a bum. You wanted to stay here. Blah, 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 all this shit, you know?
Yeah.
You let WJ3 walk. Some people wanted them gone. Some people didn't. Stuff turns out. Sometimes it don't. So my confidence level is pretty high. Any last closing thoughts, bro, before we head out?
Fuck WJ3. Okay.
All right. Yep.
Fuck WJ3.
Yep.
Because I was a big WJ3 fan.
Did he play anywhere after Washington, bro?
Oh, he came back to Pittsburgh. He was like practice squad or something.
God, he did.
I didn't like. I was a big WJ3 fan, man. Like even talked to him and shit. But it was like one of those things. Like after you saw what he did to the fan base, it was like one of those you can't even forgive the dude. Like I get it, like fuck it, but it's football, and that I got no feelings towards him in a personal way, right?
Yeah.
It's just as a player and competitiveness as a fan. But it's like I can't fuck with that dude. I do not like WJ3. He's gonna have to issue a public apology like Jeremy Hill. But besides
Jeremy
that,
Hill, man. Yeah. Jeremy Hill. Hey, man, let me tell you something.
Jeremy Mill.
I think I think the Bengals are gonna make splashes like 2015 Jeremy Hill, which Jeremy Hill 1,100 yards in 10 games, man. Respect him. You know what I mean? That was a nasty running back duo.
He brought drip to the Bengals too.
He did. He brought some swag, bro. Some explosive runs. And we're about to be an explosive team in free agency. So appreciate y'all for tuning in into this episode of the Bengals After Dark videocast. We'll be with y'all soon.
Damn. Hey,
let's hope soon.
Don't forget about the lifestyle either. Link in bio.
Hey, man. Link in bio. Still quality content out here. Quality products out here. So appreciate y'all. We'll be back soon.
Peace.